I'm going to walk you through the Shanghai Race Club board game. It's an exciting board game as we open up the box here. It takes you straight into 1930 Shanghai. So it's an exciting sort of idea. The idea is that you're in Shanghai, you're with all the powerful and elite, and a horse race is taking place. You're going to go around Shanghai. You're going to place a bet on some of the horses, and the richest person wins the game. It takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most to play a game. It's very, very fast and exciting. Let's go through the pieces. There's the rule book. First part is the horses. So in this race there are 6 horses which are racing, and the way it works is that the 6 horses, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is part of the setup. You just put the cards there. Now what you do is then you shuffle the rest of the cards. Now in this pack there are 6 sixes, 5 fives, 4 fours, 3 threes, 2 twos and 1 1. Okay, what happens is one of the players takes one of the cards, puts it in the secret compartment. Okay, and that is the winning horse there. Okay, and what we're going to do is, as we play the game, we're going to try and figure out which is the winning horse and make sure you have the most money on it. Now, as part of the setup, each of the players gets a piece, a little game item. The game items are beautifully made. One's a carriage. You've got carriages. You've got sort of cars from the 1930s. Each person has got their own carriage. Now, also, each person gets 10 coins. I believe that was that's 10. Is that 10? 10. I'll take 10. Is that 10? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 10. So we've got, each person has got 10 coins, and we put the cards, the remaining cards. Remember, the winning horse is in there. Nobody knows what it is. Now, what's going to happen is we're ready to play now. Now, as you play, each player in turn takes a go and moves to one of the destinations in Shanghai on the board here. Now, the player can move to one of the residences of one of the owners of the racehorses. So you've got Moller, you've got Sassoon, and Du Mansion here, Du Yexiang, who was one of the big gangsters in Shanghai in the 1930s. Now, when you go to one of these residences, you can take 2 cards. Okay, now as you start to take cards, you start to understand which horse probably isn't going to win. If you go to the one of the clubs, there's 2 social clubs. There is the Cercle Sportif Français and the Shanghai Club. If you go to those, you don't pay any money, but you can take 2 cards from any of the other players. If you go to the bank, you can take 3 coins from the bank. You can never have more than 10 coins, and you have to leave the bank afterwards. So you can't just go straight. You can't just stay in the bank accumulating money. And last and not least is the Shanghai Race Club, the central space here. If you go to here, you can place up to 3 coins on any of the horses, and I'll show you later on what happens at the end of the game, when the race places and how the money's paid out. But essentially the way it works is we're going to keep playing turn by turn until 10 coins go into any of the places, any of the horses or any of the locations here, and then the race runs and we find out who's won the game. So we'll start with player 1 over here. If you'd like to go first, what are you going to do?
I'm going to Sassoon House, then I'm going to place 1 coin.
So player 1's gone to Sassoon's house. Sassoon's the owner of the horse here, 1 and 6. And she's taken 2 cards. Player 2 has followed the same pattern, placed a coin there and is taking 2 cards. So you can see. So I'm going to go to Moller, and I'm going to place a coin there, and I'm going to take 2 cards as well. As you can see, we're starting to get an understanding of which horse probably isn't going to win. Okay, so we move around. Player 1 has gone to Moller as well. The benefit of if you have the most coloured chips with any of the owners, if that owner wins, you get all the chips from that owner. So there is a benefit to moving around. So player 1's, so you can see player 2 right now, he's got the most coins with Sassoon. So if Sassoon wins 6 and 1, then all of those coins will be hers. So she's starting to get an understanding. My turn. I'm going to keep, and I'm going to get 2 cards as well. 6. Oh, not tell them. Okay, go ahead. So you can see we're now it's Now, the one rule that player one just broke there is that you can only move one space at a time. So actually, technically, the player one could only move to the Circle Sporty Francais. It doesn't have to pay any money, but can take 2 cards from any of the other players. Now, the way you take 2 cards is that you just randomly take 2 without seeing which ones they are, and generally they're delighted to have found something. Okay, player 2 is now moving forwards. Player 2's come. So player 2 is taking 2 more cards. Starting to get. Now I'm going to speed things up a little bit. So I'm going to move. Sorry, which was I? I'm going to move into Shanghai, and I'm going to place some money. So I'm going to place some coins on some of those horses. So if racehorse 6 wins, then I'm an excited person. Okay, player 1 has now finally gone to do mansion and taking a couple more cards. So you can see there's different strategies here. So player 1 really is accumulating a lot of knowledge, whereas I'm doing far less of that. I'm actually already speculating a little bit, and it looks like player 2 is following my strategy a little bit. Now it's my go. I'm going to go into the bank and get 3 more coins because I'm running out of money. Remember, you can never have more than 10 coins. Okay, so player 1 really is starting to discover. So player 1's just taken 2 more cards from player 2, and starting to get a real understanding of probably which horse wins. And you'll find that once you get all that information, you can start to misdirect the other players, which is quite cunning. Okay, I've got to move out of the bank now. I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to put 3 more coins there. Remember, 10 coins on any location. The race starts, and we'll find out who's the winner. Okay, player 1 continues to accumulate knowledge. Player 2 is where's player 2 going? Player 2 is now taking cards from player 1, so they're kind of swapping knowledge. I'm completely unaware of what's going on. I'm starting to speculate. Let's put one on here. I'll put another one on there. Let's see what happens now. Player 1 is, with all of hordes of information that she's got, continues to take all the cards from particularly player 1, which seems to player 2, and get it. Player 2 is now okay. Player 1. So as you can see on here, there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So technically, I could start the race if I wanted to. But then I'd have no coins, and if I was wrong, I wouldn't have much of a chance. So I'm going to put 3 more coins on there. I've got nothing now left in the bank as normal. Okay, so it's okay. Player 1 continues. I think player 1 has got like 90% of the cards now. Has a real understanding of probably which was player 2. We're just waiting for her to make her move now. Oh, just going back. Okay, so player 2 doesn't get any cards because there aren't any left, but player 2 just wants essentially more coins with that. So if Moller's, I think this is the Moller house, if Moller, which is 5 or 2 wins, the person with the most coins on there would get all those coins. So I can see why. So I'm going to go to the bank so I can get 3 coins. Player 1. Okay, player 1 continues to build the best relation. Player 2, I'm not too sure what she's going to do. Okay, she's moving to the clubs and she's taking cards from the other players. Okay, so I'm going to start the game just because it was, so I'm going to put 3 more coins on there. There are 10 coins on here. I'm going to start the race. So the race is ready to run now. So it's interesting. So if you can look, even though player 1 has all the knowledge and probably knows which horse is going to win, she didn't actually invest any money on the court. Now, I'm in a bit of a precarious situation because if it's not any of these major ones, I'm not going to get much money back. So let's see what happens. Player 1, what do you think? Which horse do you think is going to win? Yeah,
I think that Dew is going to win.
Which number?
3.
Number 3. Which player 2? Which any thoughts?
I think number 6 will win.
Number 6. I hope it's number 6. All right. Player 1, as you got most of the cards, would you like to show us which horse has won? And
3.
It was 3. Okay, it's number 3 has won. Okay, so put it on in the middle there. So 3 is the winning horse. Now, just by pure fortune, I happen to have 1 coin on there, and nobody else has any coins. So I take all the coins that have been invested on there. So now, if it was a case of player 2 had a coin on there, I'd have to give half to her and half to me. And if, for example, player 1 had coins in there, we would split all of that money between 3 of us. So it's but in this case, there was only me on there. So I get all of these coins, everything that was gambled, I get the whole thing. Now, if we look at number 3, also was owned by Do. Do was so because the only person with a coin with Do is player 1. Or if the player, if there were more coins, whoever had the most coins on there would have received it. If 2 players had the same amount of coins, they would split it. But that's pretty much it. And now the game.